Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. I believe I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to show you the truth about what's going on with the different tactics that debt collectors are using against ordinary people like yourself, like me, if I was ever to, find myself in that situation, is they're using all of these different tactics. And I know that there's a lot of people who make videos out there and they tell you, don't worry about responding. They tell you, if they sell your debt to someone else, that if you respond, that's going to open up the door for you to be able to get sued and all of these crazy things that'll happen when debt collectors buys your debt. I'm here to tell you that regardless if you respond or not, these debt collectors have spent money on buying your debt. And you better bet that they will go to the end of this world, the end of this planet, to try to make you pay. And a lot of people, because they don't believe what they don't see can really happen, end up getting caught up in situations when it could have been avoided. Now, I understand you want to get on with your life. You want to not have people or debt collectors or anything. You don't want no surprises. You don't want no one taking your money. You don't want anyone taking your assets, your stuff. You want to be able to move through life without surprises. I think that's what we kind of all want. But what I've learned over my years of on this planet, and from what I went through in the 1990s with dealing with debt and messing up my credit and getting sued and debt collectors, all of the whole thing, you name it, over $300,000 in debt, is that you have to face it. And I understand that facing it could be scary. I understand that it could bring up a lot of emotions, anxiety, not being able to sleep at night. I remember not being able to sleep, arguments with my wife over money, kids watching, what's going on with mom and dad? And I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to deal with it. And I think that my job is to, number one, expose what is going on out there, because when I expose what's going on out there, it allows you to get more motivation on being able to move forward and deal with what you got to deal with. If it's to repair your credit, get that credit repaired. If it's to get out of debt, get out of debt. If it's to deal with lawsuits, debt collection lawsuits that's going on, deal with them. Because if you don't deal with your credit, you're going to suffer with paying higher prices on everything, with not being able to get a loan, harder time being able to build wealth for your family, because you're paying more for the same things that people with good credit pay less for. Having too much debt stops you from being able to save your money. As a matter of fact, having too much debt and bad credit work hand in hand, because if your credit scores are low, you're paying more to carry that debt. Just imagine this: if you fixed your credit and were able to refinance your debt, and you hear companies doing this all the time, even on an individual personal level, being able to refinance your debt and have a lower expense, and then be able to kind of reset things by just focusing on fixing your credit. And then if you have debt collectors that are sending you letters, they're saying, we are going to sue you if you don't respond. And you don't respond to those letters, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to put that stuff on your credit. By you not responding says, yes, this is my debt. I know it sounds crazy. Look at the Fair Debt Collectors Practices Act. When they send out that letter and you don't respond, you're actually saying yes. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is to raise your level of awareness. Please like this video right now because we need more people to understand what has been going on and what is going on right now, and it is ramping up. So I'm going to read some stories here, and this is from the American Civil Liberties Union. This is one of their publications that they published. And I started reading on this last week, and I'm going to show some more examples here. A Nebraska woman who was unable to work due to a disability had an arrest warrant issued against her for a $1,500 debt to a local store. After her husband lost his job and their sole source of income in a downsizing of a medical center he worked at, they struggled to make ends meet. Let me move this over here. Struggled to make ends meet, and they lost their home in a foreclosure. She and her husband begged the store to agree for a partial payment plan, but the store put a lien on their home and pursued her arrest. Her legal aid of Nebraska lawyer got the arrest warrant squashed, and the way you get that squashed is by making sure that you do not ignore any type of debt, any type of court hearings or debt examinations. Here's another one here. After being pulled over for a traffic violation in 2012, a pregnant woman in Colorado was arrested and jailed for an outstanding warrant for contempt of court. The warrant was issued for failure to enter interrogatories in a proceeding to collect a defaulted judgment for unpaid credit card debt. Her bond was set at $5,806, the exact amount of the default judgment against her plus interest. After she spent a night in jail, she was presented before court and then released on personal recognizance bond. So now a lot of people focus on, well, she did, after spending a night in jail, she was released, didn't have to pay the $5,800. Do you want to go through something like that? Do you want to go through something like that? You want to avoid this type of stuff. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can avoid this. But I think that we need to hear these stories because, number one, these are people just like all of us. They went through it, and we want to help avoid you going through something like this potentially. And if you like this video right now, it can help other people avoid going through something like this because there's a lot of people who are dealing with debt issues. I get probably 20 to 30 live chats per day with people who are talking about getting sued by debt collectors. And these are results of people who got sued by debt collectors who did not respond appropriately. So now let's look here. In Illinois, Vivian Joy was jailed in 2011 after being stopped for driving with a broken tail light. There was an outstanding warrant for Joy's arrest because she did not appear in court after Champaign Heights Finance Company obtained a $2,200 default judgment against her. Joy said she did not know about the lawsuit or the judge's order. She was handcuffed in front of her children and jailed until she was able to post a bond of $120. She could not afford to pay the judgment because she was unemployed. I just had a live chat from someone who is being sued by 4 different attorneys for 4 different credit cards. They are unemployed. And I told them exactly what they needed to do. So we're going to talk about some of the solutions later, but let's move on to another one here. In Massachusetts, Capias warrant was issued for the arrest of Miss L for failure to appear in court over a credit card debt she did not owe. She had not received a notice to appear in court for payment review hearing in small claims debt collection cases brought by a debt buyer. Because she had missed the court date, the court entered a default judgment against her. Remember what I said earlier. I said that if you do not do anything, these people will not stop. If you do not do anything, these people will not stop. She received a notice from the sheriff's office at her home informing her of a warrant for her arrest and ordered her to turn herself in to the civil court during the next small claims session. When she arrived in court on the morning of the session, she was met by a constable from the sheriff's office. After gathering some information from her, he turned her over to the debt collection attorney, who produced a copy of the court's agreement for judgment form for, move this over, her to sign. Because a default judgment was already in place, the attorney had indicated on the form that Miss L had no ability to pay and asked for Miss L to sign. Miss L, a Vietnamese immigrant with little English proficiency, tried to explain that it was not her credit card, but she signed the document anyway. Miss L had missed the prior court date because she had been hospitalized due to serious medical problems, and she was out of work due to her poor health. She was limping and complaining of severe pain when she met a Greater Boston legal services attorney who was providing free legal services at the courthouse that day. The legal attorney helped her file a motion to vacate the judgment. If Miss L had left after signing that she had no ability to pay and had not contested the debt that day, it would have made it more difficult for her to convince a clerk later that it was not her debt. Miss L won the motion, and ultimately the debt buyer plaintiff dismissed the case. Here's another one here. Michael Flanagan was jailed in November in Nebraska over a $326 overdraft he owed to a credit union. He was never served notice of the hearing at which the court granted a default judgment against him when he missed the subsequent debtor's examination. This is the key word, debtor's examination, scheduled on Friday, February 2017. Because he was sick and forgot about the court date, the court issued a warrant for his arrest, set bail at $202 on the following Monday. Flanagan realized that he had missed the hearing, called the courthouse to try to reschedule, and learned of the warrant of his arrest. Afraid that he could be arrested at any moment, he recalls, it made my skin crawl that there was a warrant for my arrest. There is a document out there saying, seize him. I couldn't handle it. That's what he said. Flanagan contacted the debt collector, who refused to reschedule the hearing and told him he would have to pay the debt in full in order to avoid jail. So look at this right here. He contacted the debt collector, who refused to reschedule the hearing and told him he would have to pay the debt in order to avoid jail. That is a straight up violation of the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act, harassing, saying that someone will be jailed because of the debt. But the debt collector would be able to get around it by saying, because you missed that hearing, reschedule the hearing. What is the hearing? It was the debtor's examination right there. He had been unemployed for 6 months and was living on food stamps and the grace of friends. Flanagan said it was unbelievably stressful knowing that I had to pay $202 that I can't find the money for, and I didn't even have something that I could sell. Man, crazy. I didn't even have something I could sell. I had nothing, no income, no savings, not even pocket change. He borrowed the bail money and spent a week making calls in a futile attempt to find a way out to clear the warrant without being arrested. He tried paying the bail to the county and the sheriff's office. Both refused to accept his payment. Officials at the Lancaster Sheriff's Office and Department of Corrections told Flanagan that his only options was to wait to be arrested or to show up at the jail to be arrested. He turned himself in to the jail and was handcuffed, booked, and held while his bail payment was processed. As part of the booking process, he was strip searched, photographed, mugshot. After several hours in jail, he was released. So we don't want to be going through this stuff. I don't want you going through nothing like this. I don't want you going through nothing like this. So what do we got to do? First, if you receive a letter from a debt collector, I want you to take it serious. I want you to promise me right now that you'll take it serious. That you will take it serious. And by the way, please like this video right now so we can help other people that might be in a situation. You receive a letter from a debt collector, I want you to promise me that you're going to take it serious. Because these are the end results that could happen. If you receive a court summons from a debt collector, I want you to promise that you're going to take it serious and you're going to respond to that debt collection court summons. Even if it's an original creditor, you need to respond to the court summons. It does not matter. If you receive a court summons from the court, I want you to promise me right now that you're going to respond to that court summons. That you're not going to just think that nothing is going to happen, that it's just going to all of a sudden go away because you're not thinking about it or because you're not doing anything or acknowledging it. Promise me that right now. So now, if you are being sued, first, if you receive a letter from a debt collector, you have a right to do what's called a debt validation. A lot of people do debt validations. I have an upgraded debt validation that you can utilize if you want us to send it out for you. I call it a certified debt validation. We can help do that for you. You can go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, and we can do that for you. That we have a service for it. You can also do it yourself. If you have debt collectors suing you in court or a debt collection attorney suing you in court for the original creditor, you can go to my website, you can upload your summons, and we'll tell you how you can help yourself, or we offer a service that we can help you. But don't do nothing because it's going to put you in a bad situation. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch video What Makes Us Different so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. During that process, we will guide you on repairing your credit, but also helping you lower your debt. We will give you education on doing that because repairing your credit and lowering your debt are going to work hand in hand. And we will counsel you on how you can manage your way through that. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, I want to give you a free gift. I give my 3-pack of letters: statute of limitations letter, debt validation letter, and cease and desist collection activities letter. I give you those for free. The link is below this video. All the links for everything that I talked about is below this video. I do ask for a donation on those. I do appreciate those of you who give a donation on those. So again, links are below this video. If you have debt collectors coming after you, you can upload on my website the letter from the debt collector, and we will tell you how we can help. If you're getting sued by a debt collector for the original creditor or a debt collector has purchased your debt, go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, in the live chat, upload that court summons so we can tell you how you can either help yourself or how we can help you. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.